副理事長井出生駒子並びに理事長森口時夫よりご挨拶をさせていただきます。
I'm sorry I'm a little late. And somebody said speak Japanese, but I think my English is a little better, so thank you. I want to welcome all of you, and I look in the room, all of you look like you're from Japan, and we appreciate that. My father and grandfather came to Japan, to the United States about 100 years ago, and I'm assuming for similar reasons, for a better life and for new opportunities. And when people came from, like Japan, to a new country like U.S., there's 2 or 3 things that they always did, and I'm sure if you were pioneers, you would do the same. And the 2 or 3 things that everybody did was to socialize, get together, create like engine kinds and things like that. And churches became very important, primarily for weddings and for funerals. So they built a lot of churches. Then the schools became very important, so most new community built schools and to support cultural activities and sports. The 4th thing that's very important to most communities is the newspaper, especially in those days. There was no other ways to communicate and get news. So I'm very appreciative and proud that I represent a newspaper that's been in Seattle for over 100 years. It was started, was it, Elaine? 1902 or 4, anyway. It was started as the Hokubei Jiji, and many Issei started it. And it went to 1942 when the war broke out, and so it was suspended. Seattle at that time had about 3 Japanese newspapers, all in Japanese. And in 1946, my father's cousin, Mr. Kubota, and a few others started the paper. The next speaker's grandfather was the first editor in 1946 for the Hokubei paper that we restarted. In 1988, Mr. Kubota, I was helping him buy new equipment from Japan. He asked me to take over, and I said I would take over only if we could add half of it in English. So in 1988, officially, it became, Hokubei became half Japanese and half English for the local news. And last year, well, going back, looking at your audience like this, we felt that we were not adequately serving the Japanese-speaking people like yourselves. So you all know Soy Source, so we merged Soy Source and North American Post together. And we're hoping that the Soy Source will continue to serve and inform the population that is represented here going forward. So here again, I want to thank you for your support and leadership. And our effort is to promote programs like this so that we could acknowledge and hear from people like Mrs. Suganuma, who has suffered a lot and has worked very hard to make our community very, the community we have. So in those efforts, we like to share and try to sponsor people, speakers like her, to help us educate ourselves better of our community. So thank you again, and I will try to listen in English. I'm Japanese, her speech, so thank you very much.
Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. Tomio's Japanese is a lot better than my Japanese, so he'll probably understand a little more of the program this morning than I can. My name is Elaine Ikoma Ko, and as Tomio mentioned, my grandfather was one of the editors of the Hokubei Hochi newspaper in 1946, right after the war. And so I am a sansei, so that is my reason why my Japanese is not very good. I'm a 3rd generation Japanese American here, born in Seattle. In 2011, about a year and a half ago, Tomio had a vision to start a nonprofit foundation. And this nonprofit has become fairly successful because of support from both the Nikkei Japanese American community, but also the Japanese community like yourself. So coming to this program means a lot to us. We are a very small foundation. Every little donation, every little thing that you can provide and support really, really makes a big, big difference for us. It's myself as the executive director. Eri Takahashi is on our board. She's here today. And Maya, who we sent her to Japan, and thank for many people in this room who supported her trip to Japan. She's been writing for the newspaper ever since, and we're very appreciative. Real quick, I just want to announce a couple things. The restrooms are all the way down the hall, and we want to also thank you for supporting us through the raffle. The raffle is a $200 gift certificate to Wajimaya, also a $100 gift certificate to I Love Sushi, and we want to thank Yoshi Yokoyama, who is in the audience here, for his generous support for the raffle. And we will do the raffle drawing at the end of the program, so please, you have one more opportunity to purchase a $10 ticket and or 3 for $20. And we are also raffling off Mrs. Suganuma's book. So those of you who have not read, how many of you have not read Mrs. Suganuma's book? Is there quite a few? Okay, good. So we will be raffling off 10 copies. Okay, so please purchase raffles, and all the donations and proceeds are going to the foundation. And the final thing I'd like to just mention is that as Tomio is the owner and publisher of both newspapers, the North American Post Hokubei Hochi newspaper as well as Soy Source. And because we're now combined in the operation of the two newspapers, we do have special advertising rates that are inside. Some of you might not have received it. We ran out of copies. So please, if you have a small business or a company or any service you would like to advertise, it's reaching about how many thousand each month? I think 30, something like 30,000 English and Japanese readers each month. So thank you so much for coming, and we want to thank Mrs. Suganuma very much for her generosity to the community, and look forward to the program. Thank you.
財団理事長森口富夫並びに副理事長のイレーン・ゴマ川でした。それではここでちょっと質問をさせていただきたいと思います。3つばかりですのでご協力をお願いいたします。まず1つ、皆さん今日はどちらからいらっしゃいましたでしょうか。この辺りのイーストサイドの方からお越しくださったという方、恐れ入ります。お手を挙げいただけますでしょうか。ありがとうございます。その他の皆さんは橋を渡ってシアトル側から西側からいらしてくださった方はいかがでしょうか。はい、ありがとうございます。ではワシントン大学より北の方からお越しくださったという方はいらっしゃいますでしょうか。ありがとうございます。ではレントンより南から来たのよという方がいらっしゃいましたらお手を挙げいただけますでしょうか。ありがとうございます。大変でしたか、ドライブ。ではもっと遠くから海を越えて、海外からいらしてくださったお客様はいらっしゃいますでしょうか。小さな声でいろいろ聞こえてまいりました。そうですか。はい、ありがとうございました。次はですね、昨年ダウンタウンシアトルのなごみティールームで第1回の菅沼愛子さんの講演会を行いましたが、その時もやはりお越しいただいたという方いらっしゃいますでしょうか。ありがとうございます。はい、では最後の質問とさせていただきます。菅沼愛子さんの顔は フリー日本語雑誌新聞でしか見たことがないという方いらっしゃいますでしょうか。結構いらっしゃいますね。まだまだですね、菅沼さん。はい、今日は存分に菅沼さんのお顔見ていってください。さあ、お待たせいたしました。それでは本題に参ります。ワシントン州ベストセラー「降っても晴れても」その著者としてシアトルでの講演会はもとより日本では東京、芦屋、そして甲子園と合計6カ所でしょうか、ボランティア講演活動をやってまいりました。お迎えいたしましょう。地元ビジネスリーダーでもあり、不動産会社高徳エンタープライズの社長、菅沼愛子さんです。
では、聞こえてるでしょうか。
聞こえておりますね。
聞こえてるでしょうか。はい。今日は本当になんか小雨模様の中、こんなにたくさんの方においでいただいて本当にありがとうございます。今日いらしてくださった方たちを見てしますと、私に代わってここで講演をしていただいた方がいいかなと思う方々が何人もいらしてて、そういう方の前でなんかただのおばさんがおしゃべりさせていただくっていうのは本当に特別なことかなって、とても思うんですけれども、まあ1時間半、私の持ち時間2時間だと思ってたんですけど、だいぶ減ってしまって、1時間半ぐらいになってしまったんですけども、おしゃべりさせていただきたいと思います。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。今日いらしてくださった方、聞こえます。これはですね、どうやったら大きくなるんでしょうか。多分これですね。どうでしょうか。聞こえますか。ですか。はい。こういうかっこいいマイク初めてで、いつもこういう持ち歩きのマイクなんですけど、今日はこれを使ってほしいって言われて、昨日 BC の人から、一生懸命教わったんですけど、初めてなもんで途中で落っことしたり引っ掛けたりするかもしれませんけど、で今日いらしていただいた方の中に、UW で、そしてハーバードで勉強されて、そして、どこの大学でしたか。はい、今日ミシガンで、教授教えられてた、なんかとても難しい分野で、私もよくわからないんですけど、遺伝子学、そちらの、勉強をされて、今倉地教授ですもいらしていただいて、遠くからいらしていただいて、倉地さんのファーストネームが光徳さんなんですね。それで秀夫が光徳さんっておっしゃる方に今日お会いしましたっていうんで、光徳がラストネームかと思ったらファーストネームで倉地先生です。それから慶應義塾で、先生30年40年です。論語を教えてずっといらして、一番の人気のクラスだったという佐久先生っていう先生もいらっしゃいます。佐久先生はですね、最近最根端の言葉、これとても面白いんですけど、論語を現代的に分かりやすく説明した本を出されて、これを今回いただいたんですけど、見たらとっても面白く、一番の表紙に優等生じゃなくていいしなやかな心で生きなさい、これ最根端の言葉なんだそうです。